Really hard-fought game. Give Penn State a lot of credit. They're a really tough-minded group. Caused a lot of problems with their defense in terms of their pressure, and forced us into a lot of, just really tough plays in the second half when we had, a nice little cushion. But anytime you can go on the road, especially this is our third time on the road, and to be able to fight through a bad start and to find a way to kind of hang in there and grab a lead at half was a positive. Then I thought for the first 8 to 10 minutes of the second half we played well, and then sort of composure and poise and execution sort of come into the play, and that's where we got to get better. But this league's really, really tough, so to find a way to win any game is going to be a feat, and we'll take this and kind of get back to work.
Mike?
Archie, as much as we talk about the offensive side for Romeo and Rob, just the defensive side, the last two games in key moments, it was Romeo late against Northwestern and Rob, at the end there in the inbounds. Just how meaningful is it for those two guys to kind of surface in big moments on that end?
They're doing a good job. I mean, both guys have played a lot of minutes. They're working very hard, and I think we trust them as much as we trust anybody on the team. I thought Romeo did a really nice job against Northwestern. I thought he did a really nice job tonight on Josh Reeves, for most of the part. Rob was really good tonight. He played a big-time game on the road, stepped up, made shots, didn't turn it over, defensively hung in there, and then, made a huge key play, late, obviously, with the switch out, being able to deflect the ball and come up with it. He also got 5 defensive rebounds at the guard slot, which was good. So those two guys continue to work. They got a great attitude, like a lot of our guys right now, and hopefully we can continue to get better.
To expand a little bit on Rob, I mean, you talked on Friday, wanted to see him a lot more aggressive, basically. Did you see basically a lot of what you were asking for tonight?
Yeah, he was a lot more aggressive. He had a little better pace about him. In transition, he was downhill a lot more in the second half, being aggressive at the rim. Off ball screens, I thought he got into the paint much more than he had been getting into the paint. And, he made plays. He did a nice job for us. He got to the basket. Transition, he got to the basket late. He made some really big plays for us in the middle of that second half where he was able to score the ball. Which he hadn't been doing as much. He hadn't been as aggressive shooting the ball. He'd been passive. So to watch him step up and make the three, nail the free throws, and get to the basket a couple of times was good.
Archie, can you talk a little bit about the slow starts and why did you decide to play why did you decide to play Clifton more tonight?
Well, I just think when you're on the road, you're going to deal, especially the first 4 to 8 minutes with some type of a punch. We're not doing a very good job of handling that right now. We're soft coming out of the gates, soft coming out of the gates. I think they had 9-1 rebound advantage. We were 1 for 11 in the first 8 minutes of the game. We were soft around the rim. We're soft on the glass. The 50-50 plays again crept in. And then for whatever reason, we started to kind of get back to it a little bit. We inched our way in. And then, just at the end of the day, Cliff deserved a trial. And, Jake will probably get in here eventually as well. He have to be able to make tough plays. And I thought when Clifton gave in there, he gave us a spark. Offensive rebounded, blocked some shots, got some defensive rebounds. So, he contributed to a good portion of the first half where we needed him.
It just, goes without saying, getting 2 early wins in the conference is obviously big, but, you're going to pick up conference play with Michigan early on in January just to kind of have this kind of a leap going into conference play. What does it kind of do for the guys going forward?
It's good. Everybody in the league's got one home and away, and there's some teams that are 0-2, 1-1, or 2-0, and, for our team to be 2-0, we're very fortunate, but you take them any which way you can get them. And then once January starts to roll around, you look back on it and you say, man, those things counted just the same as the ones in January and February did. So for us to be able to get our first 2 was really good, especially the one on the road. I mean, it's hard to win on the road. It's hard in this league. If you just watch it right now, it's going to be a bear, once we get into January and February. So, but for us, we're happy about it. We got to finish off non-conference play right now, and then once January rolls around, we'll sort of get back into it.
Go ahead.
Sorry, but just recapping Juwan, what exactly was he dealing with, and I guess what was his availability the last couple of days in practice?
He didn't do anything day after the game, and then probably went a little bit more half-court related yesterday. The first half, maybe it's a little bit direct relation and just not being in there or whatnot. But second half, he was back. I think 10 and 6 in the second half. Finished for us when we needed to, down the stretch, and just got to keep him out of foul trouble the best we can. He picked up a couple more tough ones, but it's going to be that way. It's not always your night, but he played through it, and I thought in the second half he gave us a presence down there a couple times when we really needed it.
All right, anything else for Coach? All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Players will be just outside our locker room.